This was the equation that changed everything. E is mc2. Then, in 1905, came the explosion. Persecuted. From crank to Jewish science. In a single year, known now as his Annus Mirabilis, miracle year, Einstein published 4 papers in the Annalen der Physik that shook the foundations of physics. One paper demonstrated the existence of atoms. Another explained the photoelectric effect, introducing the quantum. Another clarified Brownian motion. And the last, the boldest, presented the special theory of relativity. This was the equation that changed everything. E is mc2, mass and energy as equivalents. Time and space as relative, not absolute. Newton's centuries-old laws, thought to be the bedrock of reality, were suddenly incomplete. At first, many dismissed him. A patent clerk daring to overturn Newton, an amateur meddling with the sacred. Some called him a crank. Others simply ignored his work. For years, relativity was not widely accepted. Even his colleagues mocked his eccentricity and independence. But ridicule shifted to open persecution when politics entered the picture. Einstein was Jewish, and in early 20th century Germany, anti-Semitism ran deep. By the 1920s, as his fame grew, so did the backlash. Right-wing nationalists denounced relativity as Jewish science. Posters and pamphlets ridiculed him. Some extremists called for his death. By the time Hitler rose to power in 1933, Einstein knew he could not remain in Germany. He fled to the United States, never to return. Here, the persecuted stage of genius revealed itself fully. His ideas were not only mocked as implausible, they became weaponized against him as proof of his supposed racial or cultural inferiority. Genius was reframed as threat. Isolated. The exile in Princeton Einstein found refuge at Princeton University in the United States, where he remained for the rest of his life. Here, he became a kind of intellectual monument revered, photographed, quoted endlessly. His shock of hair, his pipe, his absent-minded demeanor became shorthand for brilliance itself. But isolation still marked him. For while the world adored the image of Einstein, the physicist himself grew increasingly estranged from his own field. In Princeton, Einstein became an exile twice over, an exile from his homeland and an exile from the direction of his own science. His colleagues pressed forward into quantum theory, while he remained a solitary figure, insisting that something deeper, more orderly, must exist. Isolation, then, was not just geographical, but intellectual. Genius often ends here. The giant who once reshaped the world finds himself alone, out of step with the mainstream.